let's get into some Super Bowl stuff.
Let's do it.
I've got videos to share. I guess we could start with pregame, which is Travis Kelce's outfit.
Okay,
because what the hell is this, you guys?
He looks like an actual Pfizer pimp.
Kill a trap.
He's a Pfizer pimp. Is he not?
I'm sorry.
Like, what is that? What self-respecting, like, heterosexual male wears a glitter suit? Unless you are, in fact, a pimp.
Awful.
It's not okay. None of it.
Yeah, that was not okay the only one.
At
all.
You saw all those players that came through. Like, I saw some Instagram post about like a bunch of those players coming through, and their outfits were ridiculous. There was only one guy, and I don't even know his name because I don't keep. It was one dude that came through, and he was dressed like normal, like what something like one of the guys in here would wear, just like what one of our husbands would wear if he was dressed up a little bit. And people are like, he looks like a math teacher. That's because
he didn't have a glitter suit.
That's the thing.
Oh
it's like
gosh.
you have to wear a glitter suit now it's crazy.
Well, and he got some backlash, some criticism rather, because there was an outburst during the game where he shoved his own coach, and he was yelling at his coach to put him back in the game. And a lot of people were upset with how physical he was.
He comes over to Andy. He goes, "Keep me in." What happened is, on the fumble, he was not in the game. Noah Gray went in, and he had to block it tonight.
And what is it, Joey Johnson, that Fox guy? I think it's Joey. I know you're a big fan.
Joey something. I don't know his last name.
Is it Joey Jones?
Joey Jones. I think it's Jones.
Joey Jones. Okay, Joey Jones. He was mad. He was like, that's like the worst thing I've ever seen.
Okay. There was some drama involving Travis Kelce during the game. So I just got told we're clear to talk about it. So we're going to change all this and talk about what happened at the game night, because I've been waiting for this game to be over to talk about this. Travis Kelce comes off the field and pushes his coach and screams in his face. It's the worst thing I've seen in a football game in a long time. And you know what? From that moment, I was a 49ers fan tonight.
Wow.
Yeah.
You sure he wasn't just showing passion with the coach?
Yeah, that's not passion. That's just being a jerk.
That's disrespect.
Yeah, you push your coach.
Yeah,
I'm going to have to see the tape. I don't want to prejudge here.
You can. You can prejudge.
Really?
Yes, we will help you. Yes. We're already judging. You can join us in the judgment. Feel free.
Yeah, that's a guy who's believing his own press. He's a little too big for his britches.
Mm-hmm. Now, both he and the coach defended each other after the game. Like, the coach was like, "Oh yeah, he caught me off guard, and I love that guy." And even Travis was like, "He is responsible for my entire career. I owe everything to him." And they like said all the make nice stuff after, but that moment was not a good look for Travis at all.
Yeah,
like that just looked bratty.
Yeah, he looked like a jerk.
I went to bed, of course, before I knew the outcome of the game. I went to bed when the 49ers were leading, and I was like, look at that. That's something. And then I woke up to the news that the Chiefs had won. And then I saw the celebration moment of Travis. And I've really enjoyed him and his brother and like their tightness and the clips from their podcast together. But when I saw this today, I was like, I don't like him.
Oh! Y'all hear this? We've been fighting for all right all day. How about a little Viva Las Vegas? Viva Las Vegas! Viva! Viva Las Vegas! Hey, Elvis never had it better than that right there. Let me tell you, to win this one, when we met a couple of days ago, you said, and I'm not looking ahead, but we got a lot more we want to do here, baby. You said we want a three-peat. How about that? Well, the goal's always been to get 3. But we couldn't get here without getting to 2 and having that target on our back all year. And I love these guys right here. The men that we just won this thing with, family forever, baby. I couldn't be more proud of you guys. And how about it? We get a chance to do it 3 times in a row. How do you get excited for that, baby? You go party in Las Vegas and get back to it. Hey, you still got to fight.
Anyway.
Why does he sound like that?
I don't know. I don't know,
I
but
think
I
it's the
don't think it does. I think it's an affect, and it was weird.
Yeah, the affect is totally weird. He sounds vaccinated.
He does sound pretty vaccinated.
He does.
Before
And
we get to
boosted.
commercials,
Yeah.
what did you think about halftime?
Underwhelming. I watched it with my daughter.
So underwhelming.
Completely underwhelming. He looked like he was tired and like it was past his bedtime, like the rest of us Gen Xers. And like he didn't really want to be there. And everything was just so disjointed. And I did not like it. I was just completely underwhelmed by the whole thing.
Same.
Yeah.
Same.
And when he took his shirt off, I was like, oh no. And that was ludicrous, right? Was that ludicrous with the gigantic fro?
Yeah, and Lil Jon was there, and I was like, before they came out, I was like, if those two are not here, I am going to be so pissed.
Yeah, they were there.
And so that was the one like sort of saving grace was at the end when they came out, but even that was by then I was so underwhelmed with everything else that wasn't even exciting.
So underwhelmed. It just sucked, and I was like, God, I remember, and I looked at my daughter, and I'm like, I wish you could have seen the halftime show with Prince.
Yeah.
Or I did they just
Bruno Mars.
Bruno Mars. Like he's a real entertainer. I just not that Usher's not okay, but not for Super Bowl, It just or like somebody that does rock and roll. I don't know. I just was like,
I did like the roller skating was kind of cool. Like that was a little retro. That was
understand why he almost fell and part of it.
Yeah, he did almost fall, which that could have been disastrous. And I do feel like there was something going on with his sound. Like his sound was
our
going
sound,
on, and he made the best of it.
Our sound on our podcast is better than the sound they had last night at the Super Bowl.
Even when I flub up my mic.
Totally. Absolutely better. Yeah. And then the ads. What do you think about the ads?
Well, I have some of the favorites. So we'll get to those. But just before we do that really quickly, Reba McEntire's
I missed it.
national anthem.
I missed it.
If I was a fan of hers, I would have thought that's great. And there was nothing objectionable about it at all, but it was also the least memorable national anthem I've ever heard at a Super Bowl. Like it was just so.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm not a country person at all. And maybe that
right.
was.
I watched the whole Super Bowl, but I missed the first part. I missed like the first 15, 20 minutes. And then I started watching. So I missed her, but,
okay.
That's fine. Whatever.
Okay. So one of the ads that got a lot of attention was one that never mentioned Taylor Swift, but was clearly about Taylor Swift. And that was this idea and it was like I think it was for a skincare product. It's bad that I don't even remember the product. I think it may have been a lotion. But it was essentially, look at how Taylor Swift has brought new fans into the football fold. And it's created a reason for dads and daughters to connect over football. And I thought it was actually pretty clever. We'll see what you guys think.
Well, folks, there she is. Here to support this newest famous fan of the game.
Cetaphil.
Cetaphil? Yeah.
Real father and daughter living in New York.
Okay. All right. I mean,
how do we feel about that?
It's fine. It's fine.
I thought that was sweet. He's got the little bracelets on and everything.
I guess. Yeah, it's fine. That's fine.
You didn't like it?
I mean, it's fine. It wasn't one of my favorites.
Okay. All right. Well, that's fair. Okay, so this is another interesting one, a real throwback. This was an RFK Jr. ad that used music and sound and sights from the 1960 ad
this one I liked.
for his uncle.
Mm-hmm.
I should point out, he has apologized for it. And so we'll talk about that as soon as you see it.
Do you want a man for president who's seasoned through and through? A man who's old enough to know
And young enough to do.
Well, it's up to you, it's up to you, it's strictly up to you.
American Value 2024 is responsible for the contents of this advertisement.
And why is he apologizing?
He said he wrote a tweet saying, if this ad was upsetting to anybody in my family, I deeply apologize. But this was put out by, such and such super PAC. I can't remember the name of the super PAC. And they are not only are they not required to check for permission or approval from him or his team, they're not allowed to, according to like FCC rules or whatever. So he had nothing to do with it, didn't know that it was going to even be a thing. And I'm sure got an earful from people in his family who didn't appreciate it. So he put out a public apology for it, which I was really surprised about.
It was a good ad. It was an effective ad. I think there were like a couple ads that stand out to me. It was that ad, the Budweiser Clydesdales ad, and then the VW ad, which had like Neil Diamond playing. Did you guys remember that one? There were a couple, like a handful of them last night that were nostalgic. They had nostalgia in them. And I think a lot of advertisers recognize the fact that everything sucks so hard right now that we have to look back at the way America used to be to kind of go, oh yeah, remember that? Remember when America was awesome? Remember those days, like the 60s and the 80s and like all. And so they're reminiscing. They're bringing back like nostalgic ads and it's effective because people yearn for those days. And good on them. The VW one was pretty good. Maybe it's because I grew up listening to Neil Diamond, taking my mom to those concerts and stuff like that. But
Bud Light tried to make their comeback with Dana White, with Post Malone. They had it was a typical retro Bud Light ad, which was really, really good.
And the Budweiser Clydesdales,
their normal branding.
Yeah, and the Clydesdales were a bit. I mean, that is a bit. They're going back to their roots. They're trying to get back to where we were years ago, because they recognize that people want that. So interesting. I mean, I think that's a commentary on where we are as a society, if nothing else.
I did love the Ben Affleck ad for Dunkin' Donuts. So if you guys missed that one, we do have that. It was awesome.
I don't think you should do this. Last year she came to my work. Now I got to show her what I can do.
He's here.
Affleck on the track.
What up, Bronx? For your consideration, here comes the Boston Massacre. The Dumb Kings. Touchdown Tommy on them keys. Player coach.
Tom Brady.
And needs no introduction, my partner.
It's really hard to be your friend, man.
You said you were going to support me.
Don't go away. My heart. Why you dunking me, girl? Why you dunking me?
Go Kings.
My heart.
How do you like them donuts? I'm so sorry.
You had to see it, but I forgive you. Lay us on the track.
Are we going to be on the album?
We talked about this.
Let's go. You're blinded by them pinstripes.
Wrap it up.
Here goes Babe Ruth.
Tom, you can stay.
You remember when I told you I'd do anything for you? This is anything.
Chill. They're naming a drink after us.
I mean, that was cute. That was really cute. It was.
I did love that. And then the one that was my personal favorite was the anti-Semitism one that actually, I believe Robert Kraft put in his own $6 or $7 million into getting this one aired. This one was super powerful.
So
Hi,
good.
Mr. Tony. Mom, what's that?
Nothing. Just get in the car. Let's go.
Who did that?
Come on. Right now. In. Get in. Right now. Let's go.
Did you paint it or something?
Move it. Seatbelt on. Right now. Put your seatbelt on.
Hi, Mr. Toady.
So good.
I love that one.
Oh, so good.
Love it. Love it.
So
love it.
good. I know.
So, there were some good ads.
And I also
some
like
not
this-
so great ads.
I like the State Farm one too, where Arnold Schwarzenegger is like a good neighbor.
Yes.
That was cute too. I like that one too.
There were some good ones for sure.
Mhm.
So, and then I guess Biden put out a tweet where he's got like devil eyes. It's just like his normal portrait or whatever, but he's got the devil eyes. And he was like, it all went according to plan, like making fun of all the conspiracy theorists because
Oh
the
my
Chiefs
God.
won and all that stuff. So, I mean, it was clever. I'll hand it to his social media team. That was a clever thing to do.
Yeah, it wasn't him. It was
him.
it was
It wasn't
his,
him.
It was his overlords that put that out. Yeah.
Right. I mean, without
Exactly.
question.
He
for
was
sure.
in bed. He was in bed by 7.